Wow.
Yo, look where the Vulture is on the letter.
Oh my God, look at this. Wow. Holy look, it's you. Oh man, still in a wrapper. I love it. That's awesome.
Where did you find that?
Wow. That's from back in the day, bro.
That's how I envision you when you hit the drag strip.
We're gonna see. We're gonna find out.
How many times is growing up and down that track? What a time warp.
Gnocchi Sorrentina tonight, Giuseppe.
Oh yeah?
I can't wait. Yeah. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, and I want to eat gnocchi with my ham.
Whoa.
Giuseppe, what are you doing? I got to put that in there. Ah, what's up, bro?
This is a nostalgic drag car since it was new. And this car is completely old school. It's got the towing hooks in the front. It's got old slicks in the back. It's got everything. This, sadly, does not have an engine or trans, but we'll be fixing that soon. This car is called the Vulture.
The bird.
It's a heavy hood. Now, if you look in the engine compartment, obviously there's no engine or trans. But there's a lot of old school stuff on this car and homemade stuff like the scatter shield. The scatter shield is there because if the clutch explodes, it doesn't go in the car or come out of the car. It stays in there. So it's actually made out of an old truck rim. That's what the owner told me. The old owner told me. And it's made out of an old truck rim, which is awesome. Now, from the factory, the Pontiac came with, I'll call it the Oldsmobile 9-inch, but Pontiac and Oldsmobile was considered the performance model for General Motors because it came with a 9+ rear axle, which was used for drag racing because they were so strong you could beat on those things forever. And a lot of old drag cars from back in the day have that rear, but from the factory, Pontiac and Oldsmobile came with them. So, for example, if you look at our 51 Chevy, we put that rear axle in it because it's strong. So that's that for the engine compartment, sort of. It's got a whole bunch of old school stickers. It's got Hedman headers. I think this one was Auto Light spark plugs. I think. I could be wrong. Then it has an old NHRA sticker right here. See? Championship. Who knows what year this is from, but this car was a class winner of junior stock. So it's a pretty well-known car. But the history of the car, whoever owned it after it was drag racing, they didn't really take good care of it. Because I guess a tree fell or something, so you got this huge dent in the door right here. The roof is all dented. See that? The fender is all caved in. The hood is just a complete mess. You just reminded me, it was not a tree. Some of the garage fell apart.
Yeah, a tree fell on the garage supposedly, and the garage fell on a car, something like that.
So the passenger side of the car is the bad side.
Yeah, the other side doesn't look too bad.
The other side's okay. Now, this car was actually...
This side's got more holes than the Swiss cheese itself. It does.
The engine compartment is white. They
used to accent the color with white. A lot of stuff. I knew of a GTO like this and stuff, so they would paint
subframe.
Under
the top of the subframe's white.
Top of subframe, wheel wells, under the wheel wells, under the, sometimes they would shoot the rockers in white.
Yeah, and this car supposedly had a NASCAR Pontiac engine.
It did.
389,
This car ran off of a NASCAR Pontiac engine.
What was it, 389?
389.
389 with a tri-tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where I was getting at. See y'all here? That should explain it. It's a mess. But most drag cars from back in the day had tow bars, so they would tow from their house to the drag strip. So basically the car's following the car in front because the car in front has a tow hitch. So from the hitch to these two braces, there was a tow bar, and they would put a pin from the tow bar into here, and they would tow the car to the drag strip. So they would basically drag the car to the drag strip, because let's say the car breaks at the drag strip, they blew the drive shaft, I don't know, right? They can just still tow the car right back to their house and go fix it.
When we say drag, I don't mean they took the wheels off and sparks were coming out.
No,
What I mean
no.
is they were pulling it and the wheels of the
All
car
four
would roll
wheels.
instead of having a trailer.
You're just pulling a car with no trailer, basically. I don't know what you want to consider.
We're not
Anyway.
a caveman looking for a mate. We're not dragging things around.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no. And anyway, and for the rear axle, it's got 456 gears, and it's posi. Check out underneath the car. Look at the size of that pumpkin, and check this out. And it still has an old set of M&H slicks. Check that out. And it also has a Vulture pinstriped onto the fender. Check that out. Now the other side, supposedly it washed off over time.
That pinstripe must be who knows how old.
This car was drag raced since it was new, all the way through into the 1960s, and from what I'm understanding, it got parked in the mid-70s. From what I understand, this car was in the junior stock class, and it was running about 14 seconds in the quarter, and it was also set up for the 8th with those kind of gears in the back. Now this car was ordered from the factory with a 3 on the tree, stick shift. And he was having trouble when he was drag racing. He would get stuck in 2nd and 3rd because, you know, it's kind of hard to shift in the drag racing. So he changed the trans to a 4 on the floor. And if you look, there's a hole cut out on the transmission tunnel.
This went, you're telling me this went from a 3-speed column.
Right, it was
up
always
in a
stick
tree.
shift from the factory.
That's crazy because I think that was actually really rare supposedly for this car. This has a very crazy rare piece of thing. Right here where this chrome rectangle is where the park reverse neutral drive needle would show you what gear you're in with a column automatic shift.
When it was automatic, if
It was never automatic. This
If
was
a
actually
car,
ordered
if.
as a stick.
Right.
And this came in its place because this was considered high class luxury, Pontiac and all that. Most of them were, you know, they were automatics. So this was open with the park reverse neutral drive. So this is a delete plate for that section, and it's supposed to be a crazy rare piece, very hard to find, to close this hole off.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I actually didn't know that. That was
Yeah.
so. And there's actually racing seatbelts for this car.
Oh yeah, there's some crazy racing seatbelts. Check it out. These are from crazy long time ago, back in the day. Because this car actually did not have seatbelts. So what are you gonna do? You gonna look for a Pontiac engine? What are you gonna do with it?
Well,
your plan?
now Pontiac people that are probably watching are probably gonna get mad at me for this. I can't find the Pontiac engine.
So you want to put a Pontiac in
I
it?
want to put a Pontiac engine, but I
Well,
can't
listen,
find one.
you can
So
always do
I'm
that
gonna-
later. You can
Right.
build a small block Chevy, have your drag racing fun and all that stuff, and when everything, just don't drill any holes out.
No,
Don't
no,
drill
no, no.
holes, you know?
A Pontiac engine is going back into this car, so I'm not doing anything.
So
like that.
you're saying you're gonna put a small block Chevy,
Small
you're
block
gonna have your fun with it.
just Have my fun. When I found the Pontiac engine, because supposedly it's really hard to find parts, I think, for Pontiac engine.
Well, you're limited. It's nothing like a small block or a
Right,
big block
right.
Chevy. Forget it. You can go to Mars with them
I'll
things.
build a Pontiac that is ready to go to be put in this car. Once the engine's complete, ready to go to be put in this car, take the 350 out and put the Pontiac engine back in. Because
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
yeah. So
As long as you don't destroy and make holes and drill and weld and all
Yeah.
that stuff, just kind of keep it with the plans of putting a Pontiac back in. I see it.
I'm 13. What that means?
What does that mean?
It means
It means
that
you're a teenager.
No
Means-
way, really? I
No,
thought it was a
a lot.
toddler.
No, it's more than that.
Toddler.
It's more than that. And you're gonna be even more of a pain in the ass. That's what I mean. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. I found another car. We're gonna go buy another car. Let's go. Get in the car. Drive 40 miles. You go look at it. It's got the consistency of a flower pot. Yeah. It's got the consistency of a flower pot. It's complete dirt into the ground. You're all pissed off now. You went all the way out there. Guess what happens around 11 o'clock during the day? Everybody gets hungry and everybody wants to have lunch. There's traffic everywhere. That takes you 1 hour ride turns into a whole day thing to try to get home. I'm all pissed off. I'm throwing out the window. I want to strangle the guy in front of me. That's a common thing. That 13 years old, you were already doing that at 10. Yeah. Go ahead, sleep. Wait, what were you going to say?
I'm 13 now.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
It means I can get my driver's license.
No, you don't.
Well, not that one.
Where? In Zimbabwe? What are you talking about? You can't get a driver's license.
Not that one. I'm talking about Junior Street. I can drag races if I want.
I know that.
Hey, get over the wood. I'm kidding. And
I
actually,
know
this actually-
you can. I
yeah,
know
no,
you can
that's
drag race.
amazing.
That was kind of the
So
whole
really,
idea.
it's cool because this car is a retired drag car. Now it's gonna unretire.
You're unretiring it.
right.
See, it's good because to retire, sometimes things they think that that's it, I'm done. But now you're gonna retire it, and then everything's back on the road, drag racing. It can go through puberty again with you. It's not the fountain of youth. I wish I knew where the fountain of youth was. I love it. I'm getting old.
Yo, he's getting old. Look, he's not getting old. See?
My patience is a lot less now than it was back in the day. Don't do that again.
Now, since I'm 13,
Oh boy.
I know where there's a 58 Pontiac nostalgic drag
Are you
car.
gonna start doing this? You've been doing this since you were 6.
1968 Dodge Dart L023 car. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Then there's a 68 Dart, another one that used to be a 6-cylinder. I read in the ad, and it's
Taking over the world.
340 and Dana rear,
One drag strip
all
at
that
a
kind of
time.
stuff. Then it's got a 66 Chevelle. Then you got a 67 Camaro that's black. Then you got the 53 Pontiac station wagon. Then you got a whole bunch of other stuff like, bro, I know everything, dude. Then you got, what was the other one?